Mr. and Mrs. Turano, this is Grant Putnam, Putnam Landscaping. This was the grading plan you sent over. I spent some time reviewing this and thinking about how the new grades would lay out after doing some excavation. So obviously all the stone wall would be repurposed to the back. In this area right here on the side of your house, there's the grade is almost flat, right? If you remove this wall, it's going to look funny to have like this hump of lawn, like a raised area in the center. So you'll notice that the grade goes up in this area, is roughly 25, 35 feet wide by say almost 80 to 100 feet long. In that area we'd have to dig down. So the concept would be to have the grade slope from this area down into this area. The issue is over here you have ledge, and this ledge area is a higher elevation than your patio. So no matter what, you're going to have the water slope from here going this direction, the water slope from here going down this direction. Over here there's natural slope going down to the driveway, so there's no issue. But we are where the red line is, we're going to have to put a series of catch basins, a drainage. So this way we can relocate the water in a pipe to extend down towards the woods. So this is in the area where you would have catch basins, probably 2 or 3 catch basins, which then would carry through a pipe under the ground, either to the corner of the house to connect to the leader drain, which I don't think is going to work, but more likely it's going to end up having to extend all the way down over here into the wetlands area. Okay, so that drainage is important, and a lot of other contractors might not see that, but just from looking at the grades here, you're definitely going to need that. Okay, so the next thing is your starting elevation is basically your patio elevation, and then you're going to end up having to slope all the water towards the back. So in that scenario, you're going to end up having the slope starting around 97.5, and it's going to slope down to somewhere between 93 to 94. Okay, you need about 2.5 feet of pitch from here to here just for the water to move. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive than that, but to your eye it's going to look level. So again, the wall elevation would be 93 to 94, which makes the wall somewhere around approximately 5 feet tall from here to here. Okay, and then as the grade goes up, obviously your elevation of your wall is going to be a little bit lower, but this wall should be relatively level, and then this wall would kind of die into the grade up on this level. So the height of the wall would be starting around 4.5, 5 feet here, and then go down to nothing at the end, to a 0 height at the end. The yellow mark kind of shows where we're adding all the fill. So this whole area we'd have to add fill. Alright, which is expressed in my proposal about how much you need. Some fill you're going to pull from here and pull in this area, but you're going to need to bring in fill as well. Okay. So the big thing that I propose that's going to make a major change in your cost, I would avoid having to do a wall taller than 3 feet in this area, actually, because if you go over 3 feet, you're supposed to have engineered, and if you haven't engineered, it's going to be much more expensive than just a wall that's a little bit less height. So if this is 5 feet originally, to make it perfectly level, all you have to do is, say, over the course of 6 to 8 feet, which is where the pen is, to there, you just slope it down to make up the elevation change. So for example, you'll have the elevation start here, slope down to here in a very, very gradual slope. And over the last, say, approximately 6 feet, then you're going to have more of a steep slope, which you could put plants in front of the wall if you wanted to. That's going to save you a ton of money, because then you don't have to put a crazy deep footing like an engineer would typically make you do. And there's really no functional or aesthetic advantage of building a taller wall than you need to in the back, which again I think 3 feet is perfect. You don't have to get engineered. Lowers your cost by almost more than half for the wall. Okay, so you'll notice I give you 2 options on the proposal, whether you want to go full height or whether you want to do a little bit reduced height so you don't have to get it engineered. Okay, so that's that. Let me just pull up in the proposal one more time, make sure there's nothing else I want to describe to you. Let's see here. When you're in this area, you start excavating down. If you get large boulders or rocks or ledge, then obviously you're not going to be able to cut the grade there. You're just going to have to work with the grade and how it is. So that's just something to understand that if there's ledge here or huge boulders, then you're just going to have to work with what you have. You are going to end up having to remove some trees. You might decide to leave this tree here, which the grade's not necessarily going to change here. But anyways, there are a bunch of other trees you have to remove, so you got to figure there's going to be an associated cost to that. I did give you some sorts of sense of budget in my proposal, even though that's a different company that would be doing that service. Okay. Let's see, we're going down through here. I get the fill, I get the topsoil. I measured the area for the topsoil to give you a good budget as far as how much you're going to need. That's about it. So I'm going to shoot this over to you and give me a call with any questions. We'll take it from there. Thank you.